Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us for this briefing session. My name is Vivian. My colleague Alison will also talk about the UQ program, collaborating with the journalism studies. So let me walk through the step with you now. So on behalf of the Hong Kong Baptist University, we are very glad that we can collaborate together with the University of Queensland for a double degree program. Next one, please. Thank you. So I don't know whether you know where is Universities of Queensland. So Universities of Queensland actually is located in Brisbane, which is the east side of Australia. Universities of Queensland apparently is very well known in terms of the ranking. It was being ranked for 46 in the Global World University Ranking 2021. And they, of course, apparently they got a program in communications. And that is why the reasons, Baptist Universities is working together with them to offer some opportunities for the students to exchange both ways. You may ask why you need to study in the Universities of Queensland together with Hong Kong Baptist Universities in order to get a double degree. We feel like that the students who join the program basically can attend to both campus and they can expose to different faculty members, and they could gain from the experiences learning from the students and faculties over there. Not to mention, since the Universities of Queensland is located in Australia, of course, you can experience the Australian culture. They are very friendly, and university student, the students in the Universities of Queensland, they have a lot of international experience as well. In case if you want to graduate and work in the communications industry, you definitely can benefit a lot in terms of the exposure and in terms of the cultural experience exchange, etc. If you look into the program in particular, if I'm allowed to go to the next page, please. Next page, please. Can I go to page 4? Yeah, yes, the next, yes. So in terms of the program durations, the double degree basically will take you 4 years to finish. But for the DMC program students, it might take you a little bit longer, which may take you 4.5 years to finish the double degree program. For the journalism student, especially CJ and IJ, as well as PRA students, you will take the first 1.5 years at the Baptist University first, meaning before the first semesters of Sem 2, you will stay here with us in the Baptist University, and then another 1.5 years at the Universities of Queensland. And the last years, you will come back and join us at the Baptist Universities. Whereas for the students from the DMC program, you will spend 1.5 years here first, another 1.5 years at the Universities of Queensland. And when you come back, you have to stay a little bit longer with us for about 1.5 years. So the arrangement, like I said, is that you will leave Hong Kong and go to Universities of Queensland starting from semester 2 of year 2, and then you will return in the first semesters of year 4. So altogether, you will spend 3 semesters starting from January or February, because normally Australian will start in January or February in the spring term. So you will spend 3 semesters over there. In total, our school is looking for about 2 to 4 placements for students who are interested in this program. And you will go through some interviews process later, which we will go into more details. As a minimum requirements, we are looking for students who get a minimum CGPA 3.2 out of 4. And then, of course, since you are studying in Universities of Queensland, which is, Western countries, so we are looking for students who can speak very well in English. So in terms of English proficiency, we are looking for certain degrees such as A level of 4 or above for the DSE English subjects, as well as a score of 6.5 or at least 6 in IELTS tests. So next page, please. Thank you. So in terms of the tuition fees for the local students who are interested in this program, you are paying exactly the same tuition fee as what you expected to pay in Hong Kong, which is about 42,000 per year. Whereas for the local Hong Kong BU students, you have to pay the tuition fee charged by the Universities of Queensland out of your own pocket, which is about, if you look down the slides below, which is about $200,000, roughly speaking, $200,000. The School of Communication basically will reimburse the cost of a round trip ticket for everyone who are successful to join this program. And you also have to consider, besides from the tuition fee, the fee that which incur for the accommodations as well as the living expenses. To be honest, living in Australia is not that cheap. So please take into that account into consideration. You have to spend quite an amount of money studying in Australia. Okay, so here is the timeline for the application. So we are expected to close the applications on the 26th of February, and then we will have an interview in late March. Followed by that, we will release the results around June or late June. It depends on what time that the second semester of the CGPA will be available. So roughly speaking, right, you submit the applications by end of February, and then we will notify the shortlist applicant around March, do the interview in late March, and then announce the result at the end of June. So this is particularly for students from the PLA major. Altogether, PLA students need to complete about 108 to 111 credits in total. You need to spend 26 credits to be taken at the Universities of Queensland, and the rest of the credit you have to take it at the Baptist University. For your information, 3 credits in Hong Kong is equal to 2 credits in the Universities of Queensland. So we have already taken into all these consideration when we calculate the total amount of credits to be taken. So students who are interested in the program, like I said, you have to take 26 units in Australia, which cover about 7 courses from category A, which in the Universities of Queensland, they is referring to the core subjects. And then 6 courses is from the category B, which they consider it as a major subject. So they have PR major, they have the digital media major, etc. For the remaining credit, you can claim it in Hong Kong, and we already made the transfer credits procedures for you. So later on, I'm going to tell you in a bit more details like which course is transferable to which course. So roughly speaking, like I said, you expected to stay in Australia for 1.5 years in order to finish those 26 units. So here is the plan, right? The first semester you spend in the Universities of Queensland will be the spring semester around January or February. So the first 4 subjects that you are expected to take at the universities, including communication research method, connectivity and culture, media strategies, and writing creatively. That actually transfer exactly to our subjects in terms of communication research method, communication technology and change, audience measurement and engagement, and advertising copywriting. In the 4th semester, which means around July or August, then you have to take another 4 subjects, which namely is writing and editing for the professions, media design, and next page, please. And PR project and PR writing. So we have similar courses that offer in Hong Kong, and we already made it transferable. One thing to note for those who are from PR8, you have to work internships during the end of the 4th semester, which will replace our practicum here in Hong Kong. So meaning in Hong Kong, you do not need to do any practicum, right? What you need to do is to attend the internship at the Universities of Queensland. And the third semester that you guys are expected to take the courses including digital project issues and stakeholder engagement, public interest communication. And the last course, we provide two options for you. Either you take the understanding the news or political communications in order to replace our school core. So here are the another slide which show you what are the courses that you expected to take in Hong Kong in order to be able to transfer the credit. So on the left-hand column, that basically you got a list of the subjects that you are expected to study in Hong Kong in order to be transferable for the credit in the second column. So we got all the informations online already, just in case if you want to follow up which courses is transferable to the credits at the Universities of Queensland, you can get more information from there. There are things to know, basically because we got 3 different concentrations in our PLA major. So sometimes, you know, some students from a particular concentration may have to make up more credit when they return. But we're trying to minimize the number of the credits that you have to take when you come back in year 4. So maybe for ORGC student, you might have to take 3 more credit when you return, but we are trying to make it minimize the effort. Another things to note is that there are some major common course which you're supposed to take it in year 2, but now since in the second semester of year 2, you will go to attend the courses at the Universities of Queensland, so you might have to make up when you return in year 4. One last thing for your information, since our communication department is undergoing some sort of curricular revamp, and there might be some changes as you might expect it in the coming year, where, you know, a few of the subjects transferable to the University of Queensland may have a little bit changes. We are still in the process of talking to the Universities of Queensland in terms of, you know, the changes here at the Baptist universities and what would be the implication over there. You know, so far we do not hear back from that as yet, but like I said, the changes will be minimal. The changes is made due to the revamp of the curriculum here at Hong Kong side. So whenever we got any informations, we will update our websites to let you know what would be the changes look like. So I think I pretty much covered, you know, the PLA session. So maybe I will give the floor to Alison to continue.
Okay, thank you, Vivian.
You're welcome.
Okay, so let's see what about for journalism students. Okay. Okay. So for journalism students, we are open this opportunity to all journalism students, including the Chinese journalism student like CJ, IJ, and DMC. Okay, so this course is this cooperation will benefit students because after the course you will have 2 degrees. One is granted by the Hong Kong Baptist University, Bachelor of Communication honor degree, and then the second one is granted by Queensland, University of Queensland. It is the Bachelor of Journalism. Okay, so that is why you're going to benefit from this course. So for CJ and IJ students, the first 1.5 years, just like PRA, that if you join the program, you're going to study 1.5 years in Hong Kong Baptist University. That is 3 semesters. The last year, year 4, you come back to Hong Kong to finish your course for the final 2 semesters. In between, which means the second semester of year 2 and year 3, you spend in Queensland. However, for DMC students, because your course structure already been shared by computer science, which are not included in the University of Queensland, so you have to catch up a bit. When you come back, at your year 4, you might need to spend another 6 months, another half a year to complete all those requirements that allow you to graduate as a DMC student. So you need altogether, the study period will be 4.5 years, another 1.5 years at HKBU. For journalism students participate in the programs that you need to complete 71 to 81 units at BU, depends on which J you are, and 24 units at UQ. You know, in Hong Kong, one subject in BU will be 3 credits or 3 units, but in UQ, one subject is 2 units. So this is the schedule, the study schedule, okay? Year 1, semester 1, year 2, semester 2. They basically will not be changed. So you are like other students, take similar subjects, take the same kinds of subjects. So after the the first year, you're going to have 33 units completed. But in the year 2, you have 18 units compared with the normal of 17 units, because you need to take GE course. Okay, we're going to talk about the study plan later. So in year 2, semester 2, you will be moved to Queensland. And for both IJ and CJ students, in year 4, you will come back to BU, will take 16 to 19 units. But for DMC students, you'll also come back at year 4, but you need to have another semester. So you altogether need to take 29 units. So there is something you need to aware is both CJ and IG students, you need to take practicum. So when you move to Queensland, you still need to take practicum. So you're going to be required to write stories or editing stories for our magazine, TYR or Samboyan, for 2 semesters. Okay, so you're going to take 4 credits during the period while you study in Queensland. So for IJ and CJ students, your honors project in year 4 will be moved to semester 1 instead of semester 2, because you know the course is structured, you need to adjust it. While DMC student, you need to take honors project, but it will be in year 5, semester 1. Okay. So IJ, CJ students, you are required to take internship. So when you're back to Hong Kong, you're already year 4, but we will arrange you to have your internship either in the spring of your year 4 or in the summer time of year 4. Students have to follow the study plans of both UQ and BU in order to get 2 degrees. You have to meet the requirements of both universities. So that's the end of it. Do you have any questions? So do you have questions? Yeah, you can unmute yourself and shout out your questions if you have one. Okay, while you are thinking about your questions, I can give you a bit more information. Some students may ask, what's the benefit of study a double degree program? Vivian, will you have anything to say about why students have to take this program?
I mean, like I said before, I think the reasons why is because you can experience both culture, both Hong Kong culture as well as Australian culture, and you can broaden horizons in terms of you have the interactions with the students over there, right? and you have different experience when you come back, definitely, especially if you are the advertising or journalism students. You need to experience different things before you can tell any stories, right? So I think that would be, the benefits for taking the double degree. Do you have anything to add on?
Yeah, thank you, Vivian. University of Queensland is quite is in Brisbane. I found out it is very near to the Gold Coast. So a lot of beautiful sceneries. It's very different from Hong Kong. That will be very good experience to live in another country. It's totally different from Hong Kong. They got a lot of wildlife, lots of forestries and things. And also because now we're talking about globalization, right? So your exposure outside Hong Kong is really really a good experience, especially you're gonna to spend 1.5 years there. So you should make use of this chance to familiarize with the culture there, especially for journalism students, because you got a global view that is very important, especially while you're going out to work. No matter whether you work in Hong Kong or you may experience some working opportunities in Australia, maybe they will arrange you to do some interns, I don't know, but that is very good experience. So we got a questions, right? Okay, a student asked whether this project will be affected by pandemic. Yes. Original plan is we're going to have our first batch of double degree student with the UQ departing Hong Kong this end of January, take the semester of February. But however, because of pandemic, the border of Australia is basically closed to foreigners. So none of them be able to fly there. So in these cases, we're kind of very flexible. So the school has already decided to postpone this program for one semester. What does it mean? It means students will take their second semester of year 2 in Hong Kong, and that double degree courses in UQ will start in year 4, in year 3. Then they will spend also 1.5 years in Australia, and then they will come back to Hong Kong to complete the last semester. So it basically, the duration, the timing will not be changed for IG and CJ students altogether 4 years. But the study period in Queensland just moved one semester back, okay? For a DMC student, the same. They will come back in the second semester of year 4, but they will also finish their year 5, the first semester in Hong Kong. But for you, maybe you're a year 1 student, if you join the program, that anything happens will be next year. Hopefully, next year, everything's going to quiet down. Otherwise, we'll have contingency plans. Okay. So this program, we will select 2 to 4 students with good academic results, as well as the ability to accommodate foreign life, that you are ready to live along in foreign countries. All those kinds of elements we're going to take into account. So it's 2 to 4 students. Any more questions? Okay. So some of you might ask whether this will affect your scholarship. No, it won't affect your scholarships. No matter whether you got your scholarships from school or from Hong Kong, other places, it won't affect you. So you're going to continue to enjoy this. So the PowerPoint file will be uploaded to school website. So if you still have questions, you are welcome to visit the website. Or if you have other questions, you are also welcome to contact us. If you are journalism students, you are welcome to contact me. Okay. I believe Vivian will be very happy to take questions too, right? For PRA students.
Of course, no problem.
Yes. So basically, this the school will you pay tuition free if you are local students. You pay the same amount of tuition like in Hong Kong, and then the Hong Kong BU will subsidize you a round trip ticket to Australia. But for non-local students, then you have to pay a UQ fee. Okay. So I believe we are very clear about those requirements on language, okay? Because you study in Australia, you need to have a certain level of language skill in order to be able to allow you to understand all those English delivered subjects. So some of you may ask whether it will help your master degree application. Then I guess basically, theoretically, you are a little bit better than just got one degree, right? Because you have 2 degrees. And also your exposure, international exposure for sure will be counted by many universities. But whether you have a real benefit is very much depends on the university's requirement. Of course, for master degree, probably they will require you to have good academic results. So I think that's very important. So other words is not really have very direct help, but the experience for you should help you get through your interviews, to help you impress your examiners. Okay. 2 to 4 students. I guess it is for each program. So we have 2 programs, right? Yeah, PRA and journalism. Each will get 2 to 4. A UQ and MU. Okay, so it is 2 to 4 altogether for this program. And then MU is a separate quota. This year we have 4 already, right? So could be up to 4. Okay. 普通话 okay, you have to meet the requirement, the graduation requirement of each university. So HKBU require students about 普通话. You are the same as other students, okay? So they need you to pass 普通话, then you have to pass 普通话, okay? So you have still need to take the courses before you move to UQ or after you come back, but you have to pass that. Yes, so if there is no other question, maybe we can round up here. Again, you're welcome to contact me and Vivian for further information if you need. But first, please go to the school website to see the information first. If you still have questions, yes, feel free to contact us.